Sprinkle some pixel dust. We're going in. I am your host, Austin, and this is my counterpart, Jaymes of Z. How you doing, James?
Doing fantastic.
What did we just see today?
We just saw Bastian Schweinsteiger and Wayne Rooney, two soccer legends, go at it and end up in a 0-0 tie. It was a wet, tumultuous affair, cold, windy, but still fun, and the last game of the season, so.
Fun? I don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't fun at all.
The game wasn't fun before the tailgating.
What we had was pretty fun. That was the whole experience. The whole experience was just us eating, talking about stuff, and I have no idea what happened in the span of the last hour, but I definitely say...
It was too cold?
It was too cold.
You were freezing. But
it was too cold.
What are we really here to talk about, though?
We're talking about the 3 R's, the red, the dead, and the redemption. Even though that's 2 R's, we know what I mean.
Yeah. So RDR2. We've had the privilege of being able to play it. Got it the other day on Friday when it was released. Our first thoughts. You were there when we turned it on, so.
I was not expecting the game to be that slow in the beginning. Honestly, I was expecting to be like, here you are, bam, start doing stuff. Like they would trust the player in order to get the job done, but no, they really wanted to take a more cinematic approach for the beginning of the game. They wanted to show you how the gang all started, and they don't even give you the full details. What they did was they give you a little journal and a little tidbits from the characters to explain what happened. I want to go into I don't really want to go into spoilers, so you're going to have to figure that out yourself.
Yeah, let's do our best to try and navigate the spoilers. So no spoilers so far, but what it comes down to is gameplay feels a little slow, a little clunky at first. That was basically the first maybe 8 to 10 hours. I want to say...
Which is, here's the thing, before you continue, 8 to 10 hours can make or break a game for someone who wants to play it. Mm-hmm. If the game doesn't entertain in 8 hours, then why should they continue for the next 8 or 10 hours? Mm-hmm. Think about that.
And the one thing is, a lot of their time is just taken up by... This is what most of your time is taken up as. Wait, no. Put that there. There's no slow. It's so hyper-realistic. It's just... Oh, I'm breaking your thing, Austin. Sorry.
Oh, no. Gypsy danger. He's sorry. He's just doing him a little pose.
One might have fallen. All right, but you're getting my idea. That's the slow pace of Red Dead. You have to loot a body, and it takes 4 seconds to loot the body. And how many bodies are you going to be looting in Red Dead throughout the game?
So many
bodies. To be fair, whether or not you're going to be a cowboy with a heart of gold or not. So that is something that, in my opinion, needs to be changed. It's just too slow in that thing. They're saying, it's 60 hours of gameplay. I wonder how many hours are just me flipping over a guy to loot him, and how long that takes, or for me to grab a can of peaches.
To the victor, my friend.
Now
it's gonna take a while.
The game has gotten a lot more complicated. Is it needlessly complicated? It's hard to say. It's needlessly slow.
It's needlessly slow.
It's not needlessly complicated, because where it's gone to the direction of Breath of the Wild, where if the land around you's cold, you better have some cold weather gear. If it's too hot, you better have some hot weather gear. And you need to eat food to keep up your strength. So it's getting into this hyper-realism approach.
And it's really
that's really where it's going to go. It's going to bring gaming to that. How much realism do we want in video games?
There are acceptable breaks in realism within video games, like reloading, stamina, health, such as that, where someone who's in peak condition, when he has 1 bit of health left, but when he gets nicked on his shin, he explodes. But when it comes to Red Dead Redemption, they definitely they take a lot of routes. Like you said, they want to do temperature, they want to do and that involves your clothing, they want to do food, your health, there's a stamina.
Your health is always degrading.
And you, not just stamina, but health. Your health is degrading.
The one problem with Red Dead is that you're never comfortable.
Yes!
You're
always doing something.
It's like you have a ditto draped around you, and you're trying to push the ditto or the yak or the goo up, but it's goo. So you push up, and the goo just goes past you.
Keep going
because there's so much that you got to push up. You got to keep your camp in keep condition in peak condition. You gotta maintain your health bar, your health core. Not only do you have a health bar, but you have a health core, which if your health core isn't so full, your health bar is going to degrade faster. Your guns degrade faster.
Oh, the guns degrading too sounds annoying.
So it's a lot of things you got to juggle, which on the one hand, if you wanted a complex, awesome, fun game, you're in for it.
But this game is not casual friendly.
This game is not intended for casuals. This game is
casual. But that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. This game is intended for those people who want to live the cowboy life, because guess what? You will be living it. It is almost like living it. It's almost too real, because how much time of mine is taken up for simple little digital actions? That's my one issue. How much of my time is taken up for certain little digital actions? Now, shooting, getting in fights, that takes so much game time. But when so much game time is when like actual minutes of game time are me having to go walk very slowly through camp. First of all, that's one thing.
The camp
so slowly.
Why couldn't the camp be a menu?
Yeah.
Why can't it be an option to make things quicker?
And to make it easier to go through, rather than you have to walk over and then and then it takes literally 3 to 4 minutes to collect every can of health thing that you need for a mission.
Well, I'm just walking over.
But guess what? Not only do you have to do it for health, right after you're done with health, then you walk over to the ammo thing, and you got to do the same thing where you got to hand pick your every single piece of ammo. You got your revolver with time date.
You got to pick things up and observe.
You got your repeater ammo. You got your shotgun ammo. You got all these things that you got to pick up by hand, and it's just so It just takes up so much time. That they're like, 60 hours of gameplay. I'm like, how much of my gameplay? How much of gameplay is just waste of time gameplay? Because
does that 65 hours comprise of all of those motion of picking everything up, looting every body?
And the economy is so tight that you have to loot a lot of bodies. So it forces you to waste all that time. You're really forced to. So that is one problem I have in the game. Now, past these problems, the enforced realism parts of it, there are aspects that are so fun. Having your horse, having you be feeling more responsible for your horse is cool. Is a good thing. The fact that my horse can die and it could be eliminated, and now it's on me to try and keep him alive, and if it dies, I appreciate that part of the keeping the jello up.
Unlike the last game where you could just
get a little too much.
Unlike the last game where if your horse died, if you had a warranty for that horse, it just keeps coming back even if it dies.
Well, in this way, you still have a warranty for it in a way that you could get it back, or if you have the pre-bought some stuff, but it's going to start back at ground zero where you have to build up its benefits, because over time each horse will gain more and more benefits the better and longer relationship capacity. A lot of this relationship system is really, really cool. The things that are going on, and you were there for the first couple hours of gameplay where it was kind of a slog, a little slow. It was going through a swamp. At a certain point, I told you, all of a sudden, I don't know when it happened, maybe it was around hour 10, hour 12, all of a sudden the pace caught up, and it was right where it should be. And all of a sudden I'm hitting things, and I'm running into the exact right pace of things, and it hit. I'm running into bears that are terrifying. Oh, okay, we're talking spoilers here.
It's just bears. No, bears. People know they're going to kill
People know that are bears, but I'm just saying that a bear is terrifying to me on these hunts is really, really cool. But when you first are introduced to him, you're even more, you don't know what to expect. And then you know what to expect, and you're like, wow, I have a long way to go to get to where is expected to be able to handle with a lot of these things. So I see that there's a lot more progress for me to partake in. So I'm excited. I'm chomping at the bit. I'm getting the minor rewards. I've got the positive weapons. I've gone on some fun treasure quests, and the game itself has been fun. The biggest complaint that needs fixing for me is you gotta tighten up the speed a little bit, where he shouldn't be so slow walking through camp, and he shouldn't be so slow.
Why can't he run in camp?
If I'm picking up ammo, just pick up all the ammo at once.
Why didn't you, I don't need to pick up one.
I don't need 12 separate hand motions for every individual ammo box he's got to pick up. It should be one motion, 12 ammo boxes picked up. That is a bit unacceptable. The fact that you can't skip that. That's the one thing that holds you back from saying full-out masterpiece. Flawed masterpiece,
It's
though.
a flawed masterpiece because a lot of its time is going to be taken away from you. Once the novelty wears off, it starts getting repetitive fast.
That part starts getting repetitive. However, the missions have not gotten repetitive. The story, the action, how much is going on, how many characters are interacting with you, John's coming in along with a whole bunch of others, that is not repetitive. The gameplay is not repetitive. In fact, it's so fun exploring. The game is gigantic. It is glorious to just go and explore. There's so many places you will never get to go, but if you go there, it's gonna be fun to get there. It's fun to play.
And how does the game look?
The game looks gorgeous.
Oh my
We're playing on a normal regular
So-
Xbox, not an Xbox X or an Xbox One, or sorry, an Xbox X. We're playing on a regular Xbox One. And it is gorgeous, and it makes me want to get an Xbox X because I could see where it could be even better. I could see how it would improve, actually, and it is just, it is stupendous to play. It's so real. It is a lot of fun having your guns. It's almost too real, and that's the one thing they gotta kind of really get the gauges right, and that really brings forward the question going forward with games is what these hyper-realistic games, what is going to remain.
How much realism do we need before it starts getting repetitive?
I don't need 20 pickups, motions. I just need one.
I'm not playing a game to be in a world that's real. I'm trying to get into a game where the impossible is possible.
No, you are trying to get into a game that in a world that feels real.
Not
because
real.
That is where
immersive is the right word that we're looking for.
Immersive feels real. Immersive means that it feels like you're in it. Rather than in a digital video game, you're not actually in that video game. You're just an outside viewer just having to watch it through the digital pixels. However, Red Dead, I feel like I am Arthur Morgan. I feel like I am inside the video game and I am in control. And I got to make sure I don't bump that guy so I don't have him call the cops on me. And the cops, the systems, the fights, the magnificent little special events that happen. Everything in this game is amazing. Hopefully, we've done so far really well. Got a good job about not containing spoilers.
Every single minor detail makes this game feel like it has the greatest polish that you'll ever see. Its polish is beyond let's see, Horizon Zero. I forgot what it's called. Log Horizon. Oh no, wait, that's an anime. It has more polish than Breath of the Wild. It has more polish than Metal Gear Solid 5. That open world feel of polish and grandness, it's all within this one single package. And I have to say, the price of $60
for this game,
just this game for $60, a normally priced game of $60 just for this big ass game.
This is a $200 game.
I agree.
This is a game that's worth almost an Xbox because of how much game.
Let's not get ourselves.
Well, think about how much game you get out of this $60 game. When you got titles out there like FIFA and Madden who are basically painting on crap from 2010, and then you have a game like Red Dead which puts in all these assets and you feel it. You feel the amount of effort that went into this game. It feels like a $200 game. It legitimately does. It feels like you could play this game over and over. There's so much. Another thing about this game, just when you're just walking around, the random little events that could specially happen. And you've had that before with Red Dead the first, with GTA 5, with GTA 4, with the other past GTAs. But they make it even more seamless and just it's improved. Rockstar is at the top of their game about making you feel like you're in part of this game. You have to make decisions. You have to make the moral problems. You have to make the moral choices here. And some of the things that we speculated on in our previous video did come into fruition, where the amalgamation of our choices is going to affect the ending.
It is. So
if
a
you're
lot of
evil,
not to spoil anything. There are some decisions that you can make in this game.
Oh, there's loads of decisions. Each decision throughout the game is a minor moral decision. And it's up to you how much you want to keep the governor on and off for making these moral decisions. And you have to, of course, it's a video game. It's meant for you to have fun and for you to enjoy. And there are parts of it that can be seemingly frustrating, but that's because maybe you've placed too many rules on yourself. And if you take the governor off, so to speak, and you loosen up, maybe you're going to have a little bit more fun. And I think that's where I read some of these problems in the reviews, where some people said, I enjoyed myself and I was entertained, but I wasn't having fun. And I think it's because some people have put artificial rules on themselves.
Yes.
When I had you and Jill watching me, and you were like, you criticized me for making one decision.
Yeah.
And you could feel those criticisms in yourself too, because you're like, oh, I want to catch this bounty and I don't want to kill him. Or I don't mind killing this one person, and
I gotta make sure I bring his body.
And
or
so
something.
you become strict in certain senses at first, and then what I found, it's better to be a bit more loose and a bit more free, and a bit more.
That's the point of being a cowboy. You are free from the law.
You know what?
You do what you want.
You aren't held. So maybe you make a couple. What I'm saying is maybe you do make a couple mistakes and bad decisions. You aren't held to those in the long run if you do make enough good decisions. So that's what I'm saying, be a little more free in your decisions, be a little more free to have fun and just have a good time. There's some crazy fun missions in here, and there's some crazy fun gunplay, some crazy fun mini games that make this complex game feel way more worth $60.
Definitely feels like, even if the game was, here's the thing, I would forgive Red Dead 2 if it had some content on the disc that wasn't available to us because of in order to get that you need to buy the season pass or something. But so far so good. This game has more than $60 of content.
Oh, it's at least 3 times. There's games out there that have been released, I know of, for $60 recently, that this is 3,000% the effort. Think about that. That's taking a $60 game and making it almost $300, $400.
This game is $60 in general shows Rockstar is getting ripped off here with the prices that they're giving
Without
out.
a doubt. They are getting ripped off for the quality that they've given us compared to the quality of other games that we were given.
Should games start that's probably what the season pass is all about. Games these days are giving more and more content, but that's a lie half the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I can't trust season passes.
So, yeah, we've had our complaints about certain little nitpicks of the game, but all the same, the game itself
overall,
has been
great experience.
Magnificent.
It's an experience that you should all get a chance to feel, taste, and smell.
Even if you aren't into cowboys, but you like GTA, or if you like shooters, or if you like mysteries, or if you like puzzles, or if you like treasure map hunting games.
Ooh, I heard you the treasure.
This is the game for you. It has all of that and more.
It has decisions. It has a story.
And there's complex little mysteries in it that you have to figure out clues for. An upgrade system, a looting, life decisions have to be made digital. Digital life moral choices, but still fun choices have to be made. And exciting moments are literally from start to finish. I'm assuming, because I'm only probably around 20% through the game right now. And it's been amazing so far.
Long 65-hour game. Let's just hope that that 65 hours doesn't come from you.
No spoilers. I think we did good. All right, folks. I think that's about all we have to go. So that's our biggest complaint. But other than that, the game has been amazing and stupendous to play, and we highly recommend it. It's my favorite game to play right now. I can't think of anything else, not FIFA, for me. But we'll see how it goes. Toss us a like if you enjoyed the conversation. Toss us a like or a comment below if you've gotten the game, and let us know where you're at and how you feel about it, and what you find your biggest lamentations are, and what your biggest pros and your biggest positives are. We'll see you guys on another episode of Splitting Wires. Later.
That's my stuff. Bye-bye. See you next video.